Okay, so we're on part 2 now, and as you can see, the box is secured into the cover, so that's what it looks like. And then obviously we'll fold that over and the lid will pop over like that. So now all we need to do is just simply need to add our card for our area that you'll write your message on, and we need to also decorate everything else. So I've got all my pieces cut here ready, and there's some images that I want to colour in. So I'm going to start off with the black pieces of cards, and these are going to be layered behind the cream coloured card. So for our black pieces, you're going to need one that measures 3 3/4 by 5. The second one's going to be 3 7/8 by 5. And the next one is 2 1/8 by 3 7/8. Measurements will be on the screen for you. Then for the cream coloured cardstock, you will need one that measures 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And the next one is 3 3/4 by 5. Then I have my patterned paper, and I've cut these down to 3 3/4 by 2 and 3 3/4 by 1. And then I've gone ahead and stamped my images. So I have this deer that I'm going to colour in, and then I've got my sentiment on here, and I've also stamped my other sentiment on this one. This is going to be for the inside of the cover, so where you'd write your message. And I've stamped some images here that I want to also colour in, and then I've just stamped this sentiment that's going to be on the front of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble all this together, and then we can colour in our images and attach this to our box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there we go, so that's them now ready. And I've got some markers here, so I've got a variety of different ones. I've got these aqua markers, and I've just got a deep red. Then I've got my new stamping blend, which I'm excited to use. And we have crumb cake in dark and light, and also dark, old olive, and light. So I'm going to colour in these two images here in the green and the red, and then I'm going to colour the deer in the crumb cake. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so there we go. I also forgot to mention that on these two pieces of cream card, I have stamped some splatters on there, and I got it from the Gorgeous Grunge Stampin' Up set. I believe this is a retired one. I got this off eBay a little while ago, and I just stamped the splatters on the background there. So there we go. So all I need to do now is just cut out my deer, but I'm going to do that in just a second. So we're going to add our pieces to our box now. So this one is going to go on the front there. Now if you want to, you could add some paper and card to the sides of your box, but I'm going to leave it as it is, just because I don't really want to waste any, because this is just a sample for my video. If I'm going to give this to someone, then I might go ahead and add the side bits to it later on, but I'm going to leave it for now. So I'm going to place this one on to the front of my box, and then hopefully I've stamped that in the right place. Yep, so it's the lid's not covering it. Then I have this piece, and this is going to go along the bottom. And I'm going to add some ribbon around here, so it's going to cover that line up. And then I'm just going to close the lid, and I'm going to place this one onto there. And now let's add this one in here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've now added them, and I've also gone ahead and changed the frame colour because I wasn't quite liking the Miri card. It just didn't seem to go, so I got this red glitter cardstock, but I've actually toned the colour down using the Vintage Photo oxide ink because it was quite a bright red like this, and I just thought it didn't really match the paper, so I've toned it down a bit and made it a bit more of a deeper red. So I'm much happier with that now. And then obviously I've added my sentiment here, and I've made some bows out of the Stampin' Up! Black and white gingham ribbon. So I've made a bow here using 2 pieces of the ribbon, so I could make a double bow, and that's going to go on the front with this strip of ribbon here. And then we have this smaller one that's going to go on top there. So I think I'm just going to add that with a glue dot that on there and press that down. There we go. So I think that looks really cute. I'm just going to straighten that bow out a little bit. So there we go. So I'm happy with that now. And then we're going to come to the front, and I don't like this harsh line, so I'm going to add some of the ribbon along the front here, and I'm going to use my hot glue to stick that down. And then I'm going to get my deer and place some dimensionals on there, and I'm going to have him about here maybe, and then have the bow either here, but I might make that a bit smaller. But I'm going to stick these down, and then I will come back. And there we go. So I've added the deer and the ribbon and the bow, and I just love that. And you can add some card and paper to the sides if you wish, but I'm going to leave it as it is. And let's add our treat. So I've added some crinkle paper in the bottom there, just so my gingerbread man, when I pop it in, you can see majority of his body through that window. And I've also added a glue dot behind the back of this, so then when I place it in, I can just press on that, and then that will keep him in place. Okay, so there we go. How cute is that? And then we just wrap that around and seal him in. And there we go. So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and it was really easy to follow. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll get back to you. And yeah, as always guys, give this video a big thumbs up. Please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button. And until next time guys, take care and I will see you soon. Bye.